folks, so on today's adventure we are headed out to the country to visit a friend's house who's got a pile of old cars that he's saved from a crusher. So we're going to go see what he's managed to pull aside and see if there's anything cool to look at and maybe buy a couple little things along the way. So we're going to trudge our way through the field and go see what treasures he has hiding in the back.
The old, this is International, right? Or no? Ford. Oh, okay. It's got the F1 right on it. The flathead V8 or
Flathead.
yeah, flathead.
And I got a front flip rim on the back of it.
Gauges are still in it.
Front flip for a Ford or whatever.
Oh, so that's the front clip sitting on the back there. So would this would have just had a regular box on the back, probably, eh?
This one's a short box, yeah.
Oh, short box. Massey. So you said most of these cars they were gonna be crushed, right? And
Yeah.
you saved them from that place who was gonna squish them all?
Yeah, I bought them instead of having them squish it.
You know, a lot of times people wonder why people have cars sitting around. And it's like, well, if you don't save it, it ends up in the crusher and then nobody has a chance to ever fix it.
Well, I got plans and stuff with it. A lot of projects and stuff.
Parisienne convertible, what, 67?
65 that one. I also have a 67.
Did you ever try and get this thing running, or does it have a drivetrain in it?
No, I haven't done anything with it yet.
Oh yeah, it's got the drivetrain in there.
Yeah.
But you did get your 67 running though, right?
Yeah.
And that 67, that's the one that somebody took the paint off with their grinder and kind of wrecked it. But
Yeah.
this one actually looks pretty solid. Like,
not too bad.
like you know,
A few odds and ends, but
I mean, if you look at the body, like the rockers are all intact, you know.
not sure quite how solid it is. I haven't remembered.
Like whether it's got a bunch of filler in it or.
Yeah. And the next car is a price of 300.
300, yeah, still got all its hubcaps on it. This would have been a really expensive car when it was new too.
Yeah, fairly. The front neck.
I know, yeah, that's just like my little Frontenac. Except I wonder, what does yours have, a 6 or an 8?
Probably a 6, I think.
Oh, let's find out. Oh yeah, it's pretty much exactly the same as mine.
One of the shock towers is missing.
Oh yeah, so somebody took it off or something.
Between that and that door being half missing or whatever. Most of it's there.
I wonder if they chucked the hubcaps in here. So, oh, this is a 2-door wagon.
Yeah.
I just noticed that. It's not a Ford. This would have been kind of a sporty wagon.
Yeah.
I'll try opening the door here.
Well, this one doesn't want to open. The other one.
The other side opens up. Oh yeah, this one's kind of wants to open. So these were a very simple car. Somebody scavenged the radio out of it. Seats folded down back there, so it's kind of hard to see.
Yeah, standard Ford radio. Looks like it was last registered to 73. This one.
Yeah, she's been off the road for a while.
No, 47 International long box.
Good looking truck though.
Mercury hood on the back of it. This one is.
I see it's got the optional cylinder head protection on there.
Yeah, yeah. This one would be a good rat rod project or something.
Little Pontiac.
Yeah. Was in better shape until I loaded it.
Love the emblems on these.
Yeah. I got this in the 2-door and the 4-door.
Like, it's kind of surprising almost that over all these years nobody ever went and pulled the emblem off the grill, or off the front.
Yeah.
There's a couple more old Pontiacs.
I believe these to be 67s. It could be 66. But this is 67s. This is a 59 Pontiac. Everybody saves the 59 Impalas. I kept back the 59 Pontiac. Just to be different. They got a different tail end on it.
Oh yeah, look at the fins on this thing. Look at that. That's when they really put a lot of crazy attention to detail in the design on these cars.
Yeah.
Looks like spaceships or
Old Newport.
There's an old BA oil can in the back seat. This is about 1967 because it's the balloon orange. That's about when they went to golf.
Oh yeah.
Right after this, it was all golf oil cans and BA disappeared. That's a big tank, that one.
That's about a 41 Ford 2-ton.
41 Ford 2-ton, yeah.
It's probably run and drive like it could be electric.
Here's the DB something. Lacombe. It has the gross and tear on there. And interior is actually pretty much all there. Like you said, I bet this thing would run.
Yeah, flathead V8, everything's on. It's a matter of taking a little time, so I'll fire it up.
Old Caprice.
Yeah, 67, 73. It's the wagon version of the same car that's on Supernatural.
Oh yeah.
And part of the reason why I kept it is because it has the park lights in the front corner and stuff. So I bought it more for the front stuff than the car. And it's a 327 or whatever.
Oh, it's got a 327.
Yeah.
Nice DeSoto. This is what, about a 50?
50, 52, something like that.
My first car was a 49 DeSoto.
Oh yeah.
But everybody likes the grills on these for hot rods.
Yeah.
Like that is your typical hot rod grill that guys would love to pull that out of there and put it in any kind of rod.
Yeah.
Neat looking cars though. I've always liked the old DeSotos. Does it have a Hemi in it?
No, it's 6.
6-cylinder, okay. But you could get a Hemi in those, couldn't you? Or maybe not in that model.
I think
Oh, yeah, a Cornet 440. Probably a lot of guys that kill for the motor out of that car.
about a 62 Buick.
Does this Dodge still have the drivetrain in it?
Yeah. I think it's 3 wide block, I think.
Nice old Invicta. In high school, when I first met Melissa, I was driving a 62 Buick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was LeSabre. Invicta would have been a little higher end.
Yeah, the Rebel SST.
Rebel SST, okay. This would have been a pretty hot car.
It's top of the line in the AMC for that year.
Another 2-door wagon, like a Plymouth.
Suburban,
Early Suburban, yeah. Flathead 6.
yeah. 49, 50.
Straight
something
6.
like that. And the other Pontiac, the Silver Streak. This one's the, what do you call that thing?
Got the fastback on it.
Back end on it.
Oh yeah, it's the fastback model.
Humpback.
Humpback, yeah. The interior's all there.
And about 50 God.
58 Buick sitting next to it.
Yeah.
That Dodge looks like it was a good old farm truck for a long time.
Still run and drive, I guess.
That's what the guy said.
Yeah, bottom post on it. Probably go up and down.
You haven't tried it yet?
No, I haven't had a chance to look at them. I'm busy with everything else.
No, yeah. 58 Buick. This was a pretty styling car. In fact, I think they say that the 58 Buick had the most amount of chrome on it almost over any vehicle. If you look at the rear end here, actually this is all in pretty good shape. All that stainless is good. And I had a 58 Buick 2-door. You rode in it, I think, right?
No, actually I didn't.
I drove it out to the farm.
Yeah, that's a 58 old.
Okay, yeah, quad headlamp,
2-door hardtop.
a little bit more desirable.
They're pretty nice fixed up too.
Parisienne 2-door.
Yeah, 66.
The Dodge there. Oh, the little trees are starting to grow up down this line here. Another,
6 Pontiac, but 4-door though.
okay, another 58 Buick. Look at the toothy grill on that. And through whatever this car has been through, all the little teeth are still on that grill. You know, when I started with my two-door hardtop, it wasn't that much better shape than this. Mine didn't have any rust on it, but
That makes a big difference.
yeah, it didn't run or anything when I got it. I had to get the engine rebuilt. Squirrels had built a nest inside of the air cleaner, and I don't know how they did it, but the squirrels got right inside of the engine, packed nuts all in it.
A couple GM short boxes and then a 35 Ford humpback.
A little step side. It's a nice truck. I bet that looks like it's pretty complete.
Yeah, probably another one if the guy played with it, probably run.
Same thing, this one here. It's not a bad looking truck.
Yeah.
That orange almost looks like it was a service station, like.
Yeah, it's hard to see how white and everything it is like that. The 35 Ford there, that's going to be a rat rod project probably.
You never know what's going to be inside of these old trucks and cars too. That's an old rim off of something. That's a front end in here, hey?
Yeah.
It's a whole front end off another vehicle. The 20s, teens or 20s. Yeah. Iconic. I almost think of it more of a car from the 80s because everybody fixed these up in the 70s and 80s.
Quite a bunch of different hubcaps in there.
Check the trunk on this thing.
Probably not.
Let's see what's in there.
It's not open, I don't think. Plug it up.
Oh,
Just some hubcaps.
yeah, just a few. The spinner style hubcaps and.
Well, that guy had about 7,000 hubcaps.
So what happened to most of that other stuff? They get crushed?
Probably scrap, yeah. Bought what I could afford and left the rest.
More Chevy trucks. Oh, you got this 5-window cab sitting there.
Yeah, I got a few of those. That's about a 40 Dodge short block pickup.
That one there is a 40 Dodge.
Yeah.
Old Apache.
Apache, I think, the long ball.
Oh, we're gonna have a look inside of this little abandoned trailer here. This trailer's got to be from the 60s. See if I can work my way through the bush. Be careful, the floor looks soft. Well, there's some little Shell grease cans. Spider webs. Some oil filters.
Should have been some.
Never know there's a cool oil can or something.
Should have been some old lamps in here.
More hubcaps. These look like a racing tire back here.
Yeah, that's it. 50.
So 1964 Pontiac Tempest, last on the road in 76 it looks like. And this was almost kind of a little bit of a hot rod. He's got the wind deflectors so that when you're driving down the highway you don't get the wind killing you. And this is a two-door post actually. Drivetrain still in it. Yeah, just a little TLC, a little vacuum and clean, and you know,
Yeah, a little.
just be driving it down the road. So like, what does a person have to pay for a car like this at an auction?
$500,000.
Really? Because what would guys do? Just like build a hot rod out of it, or? Well, it's got the headlights in the back there. I see some fenders. That'd be a big project. Got rolled and then somebody took some shots at it. I guess if it's not being used for anything anymore, why not use it for target practice?
Anyway.
So my dad and I used to go to wrecking yards pretty much all the time when I was a kid. Go look for cars. Sometimes we buy stuff, most of the times we would just look around, but when I see fields of cars and stuff, I just think it's cool. I love going through this kind of stuff. 38 Ford short box. You got part of a grill sitting there, it looks like. These are a really nice looking truck when they're fixed up.
The grill's there, but I'm missing a hood and windows and things like that.
Would the hood have been rounded? I guess.
That's a little pancake hood, just sits on top.
I wonder what that, I might have one. That's mine. The sides of mine look like the sides that's sitting there.
Oh yeah.
I've got a hood sitting at home. So were most of these from around the area and you just kind of haul them in, or?
Within 50, 60 miles.
It's surprising what people have within 50, 60 miles of a place. There's the old panel truck.
It's also 46, 47 international.
Actually, that thing looks not too bad. Like, this paint can't be all that old on it. Like, somebody put some paint on it.
Well, I imagine somebody would paint that. There's no point to suit themselves. Originally, it would have been this green color.
Yeah, green and white. Not much to these trucks, is there?
No, not a lot, no.
And then somebody would have made their living off of driving this around,
Yeah.
delivering stuff. Yeah, this was a really unique vehicle. This International was a pretty industrial vehicle, but this is really early oil and gas. You can see on the side, Imperial Oil. So this would have been out at the rigs early on when they were setting up shop and starting to pump the first oil from around here. 64 Comet 2-door post. How long have you had this one for?
10 years or more. Maybe 20 years. That's a while.
That's not, actually it's not too bad in there. I'm gonna close that door up a little better. And this is the one you've actually driven. Yeah, you were driving this one around your yard, weren't you?
Yeah, it's pushing snow with it.
Oh, yeah, it's missing one door.
Yeah. And if I just got a couple of them, maybe you had a door and whatever else it might. Shed and a Dodge there.
Like a 67 to 72 somewhere in there, this one.
Yeah, this would be like a 71, 72.
And a Bronco. Bronco, the original Bronco.
I believe that to be 68, I think.
And you got this one running, didn't you?
Yeah, it does run the engine runs in it and stuff. Can't say anything more about it.
It was a V8?
Yeah, it's a CO2 powertrain was finished in it.
And I can't remember, are these the ones, the top comes off of these, right?
Yeah. The windshield comes down, same as in the Scout or the Jeeps.
And what year is the Chevy?
65.
Impala, okay. There's a big 4x4. Chev.
87 Chevy.
Nice old International. Now, you've had this one going too, haven't you?
No,
You haven't? Okay. I thought this was one you had running.
no. It's another one I hold in long box that I haven't done nothing with. Fargo, probably. The Fargo would probably run. I don't know. Mostly complete.
So another cool tour, I wasn't able to find an old car to buy. Mind you, I wasn't really looking for an old car, but I did find this. It's an old, I'll kind of pan around and show you. It's an old 1950s chainsaw by Pioneer, so this would have been a pretty good quality one too. So guys do collect old chainsaws, so this one's coming home.
Well, another fun adventure. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you like these little videos. Don't forget to subscribe. You can also check us out online at curiosityedmonton.ca, on Instagram and on Facebook as well. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.